Hiya, Starseeds. I hope you're all doing well. I'm back here today with yet another opportunity for us all to hop into my handy Starship and take a mini adventure around the moon to grab some things that we need for our personal ascension journeys, the remainder of it anyway, and overall lives while it's here and active from today, the 25th of December, to the 30th. This will be a quick but productive one card reading for the First Wave Starseed Collective and anyone just on the outskirts of this realm and wave whom can pick up on what's here and available to be offered to us at this moment in time. But first, I always like to warm everyone up with a quick breakdown of what the moon phase in question is in terms of its meaning so that all involved will have a firmer grasp and foundation to begin the reading on. So, to help you out here, the Waning Crescent Moon is a time for surrender, rest, and a renewal, and is also here to help us deepen within ourselves in order to understand and get to know ourselves on a more personal level than before, which I'm going to ask we receive help with achieving over these next 5 to 6 days that we have access to its influences at our disposal. I'm also feeling that there are opportunities to receive influxes of light, sort of in this infusion and alchemical type of way, all in quantum time, deriving from past timelines that we've long forgotten about within this current lifetime singularly, which will surely do its part to bring you back home, further to simpler times, back to your soul. It feels like it wants to especially do for us this month for the homecoming theme and period we're currently in, stemming from the late winter gateways and portals, leaving you scratching your head and asking yourself, where the hell have I been all this time, by the end of the integration and sort of time traveling experience? Potentially even making you break down to your knees from the deep emotional return and remembrance of it all, flying back into your consciousness. So let's go ahead and ask to receive this now, all throughout our little week with it here, it even working and offering to heal, rejuvenate, and uplift our spirits, while upgrading our mind, perspective, and behavior patterns to a higher, more conscious, mature, yet still youthful and playful level in the process. To continue, more practically, the waning crescent stage is the phase that occurs just before the new moon sets in and appears as a thin crescent winding downwards daily until it is completely invisible, hence the name waning, which I liken to winding, with the illuminating side always pointing east. Each morning, it rises closer to the sunrise and shows less of its illuminated portion. Fun facts, I know, right? So now that we've gotten through that brief explanation on what the waning crescent moon is, and even got to learn some pretty valuable pieces of information along the way that we can even apply to our lives following, I think we've been fed enough to begin getting into the mini reading. So let's do it. When shuffling through my tarot deck, to find the best card to support us First Wave Ascended Starseeds on this mini Starship mission through cyber quantum space, the Four of Pentacles is the card that stood out at least twice throughout the shuffling, with a strong charge of energy behind it. So let's go ahead and explore why. Immediately upon viewing the card, I began to feel the energies of finding solace in oneself, which is something that I find so incredibly important, and that is truly important to the well being of one's soul. But just in general, to be able to call yourself a sovereign, awake human being whom's your own. This is also coming with this swish of wind sort of sensation, as it reverses backwards very swiftly to hit the young indigenous woman smack in the face, along with the most peaceful, soothing, heartwarming, refreshing homecoming energy lingering within the gust of cosmic wind in addition that it feels like she truly needs, and is just dissolving the rest of her worries, her counterfeit, illusory, make-believe worries, and working to ground her right back to her soul, like she is pressing and holding her hand right into, as well as back into the earth, way back to the genesis of her own personal bloodline, completely restarting her, setting her life straight once more, reminding her of just how she's indigenous in the first place, and officially commencing and completing the prophesied regenesis within our bodies, our cells, and upon Mother Earth. Completely dismantling Old Jerusalem as an effect, and introducing New Jerusalem, or the New Jerusalem Code, that will work to regroup and retrain all of God's chosen Hebrew Israelites from scratch, and those in close relation to them in frequency and karmic history, to become the newly restored, new indigenous, crystalline structured, kosher celled, new earth, new universe, Starseed 2.0 Hebrew Israelite down at the atomical level for all to see and witness with clear eyes, known and shown. If you've ever been intrigued by the idea of there being much more than just the 7 typical chakras that consist within the human body in modern day, or have even tried to open up the other talked about chakras said to be available to the access of the energy body, light body, yourself in the past, this process will allow for all of the excess chakras formerly out of reach to primordial mankind be unlocked from just our permission this time around. That being from the permission of our now purified, effortlessly flowing, self-sufficient, high-ranking indigenous souls, right back to its spot in source. By the time the experience is over, which will begin activating within the bodies of all the chosen and prosperous among the earth, you will be both feeling and even looking like Jesus, I guarantee, which also completes the biblical prophecy that speaks on how we shall all be reborn in Christ's image. Everyone who falls outside the lines of this grand transformation I'm being told it shall be, receiving their own version of this in the way that makes sense to their soul and Akashic history. It actually looks like the bag she holds with the mandalas of various colors embroidered onto them is representing this brand new 2.0 chakra system I was just speaking of, that we are the inheritors of as natural inheritors of the earth, of Egypt, of Africa, and of our very own fairy universe, quite interestingly, and even beautifully. The energy that comes across as she holds onto her bag, feeling like it is her chest at this point, is that it is now okay to protect ourselves after feeling like this was absolutely impossible in varying degrees and for varying reasons pertinent to our unique experience and karmic history linked to it throughout the journey. Removing this natural right, strength, and ability to protect ourselves was a strict tactic the beast system placed upon us and cloaked us with in order to place us into an almost constant state of survival mode, fight or flight mode quite excitingly at times, and to portray as best it can the illusion that we are not providers, breadwinners, or champions, I'm being told specifically. And this was especially inflicted upon the divine feminine Christ essence of the universal collective consciousness in order to put her through as many trials and tribulations as it possibly can before she can attain enlightenment through it all at the very end. The ability to nurture and mother ourselves, even in much better and even stylish, grounded ways, making it so much cooler, interesting, and expansive with new potentials able to develop from it in this way, is also felt flowing through the young woman's womb chakra region, as well as telling this same story with the wind brushing against her face, blowing her hair through the wind, which is so very important, not just for any human being to have the ability to do for oneself, but for any woman to be able to do for themselves as a natural part of this organic, precious, creative design we are all somehow miraculously chosen to be a part of. So I'm very happy that this has returned, and it brings etheric tears to my eyes, where actual tears are refusing to release themselves at the moment. The ability to return to a baby again is now able to be had and is really being pushed to commence for us from Mother Earth herself, so that all will be restored to its proper places within ourselves, within our internal universe, and so she won't have to stress out about us any longer. Officially breaking the most strenuous, uncomfortable karmic arrangement we've been forced to play out within this entire lifetime thus far. This dynamic of having to stress out for Mother Earth, her for us, child for mother, mother for child, slowly killing each other and missing out on the bright side of life the longer it plays out, opening up new compartments within our relationship that we don't need or like in order to let poison seep in to transform our natural link and connection to the incestuous vines of Babylon instead. Yet another huge part of karmic history, now completely eradicated from existence, from our embedded experience, as well as another huge win for our Starseed 144 Matrix Warrior tribe before we step up out of this matrix. There was a message coming through to always protect, nurture, and look after your child in all ways that you can, harmoniously and non-invasively. For anyone who resonates with this message, coming through in a screeching yet controlled pitch from the most unconditionally loving yet quite disturbed earth goddesses indigenous to both Mother Earth and our fairy universe. So please heed this message, not just for them, but for the well-being of your child and long-term family life. And lastly, there feels to be a special surprise activation that the card and indigenous woman in the illustration wants to conjure from the moon's waning crescent effects currently at play in order to bless our tribe, commemorate us for the work we've done, to save the entire damn universe, and all those outward, off the cuff Guardians of the Galaxy style, to provide us with an extra sort of graduation gift, and to provide us an additional set of support to help us with our final blow to the Matrix walls before our official exit. So I'm most definitely going to ask for all of this to come through for us now, so that we may have more than what we need to conclude the month with, as well as be able to say that we cheated the system big time from all that we've managed to conjure as one from just a subtle moon phase. And that's how natural Starseed Matrix Rebels do, baby! And that concludes your Starseed Ascension Energies reading for the first wave officially graduated. Woohoo! Starseed Collective on the Waning Crescent Moon phase, here to lend its support to us from today, December 25th to the 30th. I hope that you received all of the help, insight, and upgrades you needed throughout the whole mini adventure. Subscribe if you feel you receive a lot from these videos of mine. Comment down below if you have any questions, or would love to chat about what you've gathered here today. Donate to my PayPal if you feel you'd love to commune and say thanks. And I'll be back here with more enlightening videos for the first wave Ascended Starseed Collective in the near future. Stay blessed, and please enjoy your newfound restoration of solace in self. For yourself is all you truly have.